Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue with biology, chapter number 4, molecular basis of inheritance. In this, till now we have studied the topic discovery of DNA, and the second topic that we have studied was different experiments to prove that DNA is the genetic material. Experiment number 1 was Frederick Griffith experiment that was done in the year 1928. Then we have studied the second experiment, Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy experiment, which was done in the year 1944. Both of this experiment have given us the conclusion that the transforming principle is DNA. Okay, what was the conclusion? That the transforming principle is DNA. That means DNA is the actual genetic material that brings about the transformation. But there were some scientists who were not satisfied by this. So this scientists have again proved that DNA is the genetic material. And today we are going to study that experiment. Okay, that is experiment number 3, which was done by Hershey and Chase in the year 1952. They both have again proved the same thing. They were not satisfied by the earlier scientist which was being proved. So they have again proved that DNA is the genetic material. But earlier two scientists have used bacteria, okay, in their experiment. They have used mice, they have used test tube assay, but Hershey and Chase have used viruses for their work. Okay, they have done their work with the help of virus. They used bacteriophages. What do you mean by bacteriophages? Bacteriophages means virus that infect bacteria is known as bacteriophage. I repeat, virus that infect bacteria is known as bacteriophage, which were used by Hershey and Chase for their experiment. Okay, this bacteriophage consists of two types of genetic material in it. The one is DNA and the other one is protein. When this bacteriophage, when this virus will infect the bacteria, same time they will transfer their genetic material into that bacteria. So now bacteriophages are having two types of genetic material, that is DNA and protein. Now the question is, what are they going to transfer? They are going to transfer DNA or they are going to transfer protein, okay, in the bacterial cell. So now let us study the experiment in detail. So when virus infects bacteria, their genetic material enters in bacterial cell. Okay, so genetic material is two, that is DNA or protein. So Hershey and Chase worked to find out whether it was DNA or protein. This was a big question. So the experiment goes as follows. What they have done, they grow some virus on a medium that contain radioactive phosphorus. Okay, they grow some virus on a medium that contain radioactive phosphorus. This was done in a conical flask. Okay, then radioactive phosphorus are found to be the component of DNA. Okay, and on the other side they grow some viruses on a medium that contain radioactive sulfur, which are found to be the component of protein. Now, second step, what they have done was they infected. Okay, they infected this to the E. coli bacteria. They infected this medium injected it into the bacteria that is known as E. coli bacteria. Then the process of blending was done, centrifugation was done, and both the side this was done in a medium containing radioactive phosphorus and a medium containing radioactive sulfur. Then what was the result of this? Now let us see. Okay, E. coli bacteria was infected with the medium that was containing sulfur. and the medium that was containing phosphorus. Remember that two different setup was made, one where E. coli was infected with phosphorus and the other setup in which the E. coli bacteria was infected with sulfur, okay, and one with the phosphorus. The result was infection proceeded. Because of blending and centrifugation technique, viral coat was removed, and the result was that the bacteria in which the medium radioactive phosphorus was used and where DNA was present, it became radioactive. And on the other side, where the radioactive sulfur and protein was used, that bacteria does not become radioactive. This indicates that the genetic material DNA was passed. This indicates that DNA was passed into the bacterial cell, and because of that it became radioactive. So the conclusion was given that DNA enters the bacterial cell and not the protein. Therefore, DNA is the genetic material. Hence, it was proved that DNA is the genetic material. Okay. Now, let us see the next topic, that is packaging of DNA. Now, first we will study why we have to do packaging of DNA. Okay. This topic consists of two parts: packaging of DNA in prokaryotic cell and packaging of DNA in eukaryotic cell. Okay, but before studying that, we will study why we have to do packaging, why the process of packaging is done. Okay, so length of DNA in a typical mammalian cell. Okay, length of DNA in a typical mammalian cell is 2.2 meters, whereas the size of typical nucleus is 10 raised to minus 6 meters. Now let me know which is the bigger unit. Okay, definitely 2.2 meters is bigger in size and 10 raised to minus 6 is very small in size. Okay, so but as per the rule, this much long DNA has to be accommodated in such a small nucleus. Okay, 2.2 meters of DNA has to be accommodated in 10 raised to minus 6 meters of nucleus. The size of nucleus is very small. Therefore, the DNA has to be condensed, coiled and supercoiled so that it has to be fitted inside such a small nucleus. Okay, it will get accommodated itself into a small nucleus. I repeat, length of DNA 2.2 meters, size of a nucleus is 10 raised to minus 6 meters. Such a big DNA has to be accommodated in such a small nucleus, so DNA is condensed, coiled and supercoiled to fit into the small nucleus. This is the reason why packaging is done. Okay, now we will study packaging of DNA in prokaryotic cell. Okay, packaging of DNA in prokaryotic cell. Now when we say a prokaryotic cell, we have considered E. coli bacteria. Okay, when we say prokaryotes, we will study the different characters of prokaryotic cell. The cell size is in prokaryotic cell is 2 to 3 micron. Okay, 2 to 3 micron means very small size. Prokaryotic cell means there is no well organized nucleus. The cell is without nuclear membrane. Cell is without nucleolus. Pro means primitive, means there will be nothing that will be developed in prokaryotic cell. So it is very difficult here. Okay. When on the other side, when we say nucleoid, that means DNA. It is in prokaryotic cell. It is small, circular, highly folded, naked, ring-like structure. Okay, DNA have a ring-like structure in prokaryotic cell, but it is 1100 micron long in perimeter. We can say 4.6 million base pairs are present in it. Again, the question is, such a long 1100 micron long nucleoid has to be packaged into 2 to 3 micron long cell. Okay, now how it will be done? See, negatively charged DNA, charge of DNA is negative. I repeat, DNA is negatively charged. How you can say that DNA is negatively charged? You have to remember this point. Okay, this is very important point for your NEET exams and different type of entrance exams that you all give. DNA is negatively charged because it contains phosphorus, and phosphorus is negatively charged. Okay, so DNA is negatively charged, and this negatively charged DNA becomes circular, reducing its size to 350 micron meter. Okay, because it has to accommodate in a small size nucleus. Okay, so it is becoming circular, reducing its size to 350 micrometer. Okay, further it gets reduced to 30 micrometer by folding, which leads to formation of 40 to 50 domains, that means loops. When it gets folded and folded and folded, loop like structure is formed, and this is done with the help of RNA connectors. Okay, this is done with the help of RNA connectors. This domain is further coiled and supercoiled, reducing its size to 2 micron in diameter. Okay, which is positively charged with the help of, and this is done with the help of positively charged HU. Let me tell you what is HU. HU means histone-like DNA binding protein. Okay, what is HU? Histone-like DNA binding protein. Actually, for the process of packaging, we require histone. But since this is prokaryotic cell, so we don't have histone here. Okay, we don't have proper nucleus, we don't have proper nucleolus. So histone-like DNA binding proteins are used. They are helping this DNA for the process of packaging. Okay, and when this DNA become coiled and supercoiled, okay, there are chances of it again uncoiling, as you might have seen the telephone wire. When we stretch it and when we leave that wire, it will again get coiled and supercoiled. But when we stretch it, the coiling will get opened. So here also there are chances of this, that this coils might get open. But there are proteins and enzymes like DNA gyrase and DNA topoisomerase 1, which helps in maintaining the supercoiled state. Okay, supercoiled state is maintained with the help of DNA gyrase and DNA topoisomerase, which are proteins and enzymes. Okay, so quickly we will rewind what all topics we have covered till now. Okay, we have covered the topic discovery of DNA. Then we have proved DNA as a genetic material with the help of experiments: Frederick-Griffith experiment, Avery-McLeod-McCarthy experiment, Hershey and Chase experiment. Then the next topic that we have done is packaging of DNA. Why packaging of DNA is done, and packaging of DNA in prokaryotic cell. Okay, now our next topic will be packaging of DNA in eukaryotic cell. We are going to study the packaging of DNA in eukaryotic cell in very much detail. Okay, prokaryotic cell, actually it is newly introduced topic and it is a very simple topic. Okay, but it is not lengthy. But in eukaryotic cell we will study the detailed structure. Okay.